It's another YouTube collab loop group theme. This time it's social media. And if you would like to see how these fun Dutch doors come together, keep it right here. What's up, everyone? This is Priya here. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning. And if this is the first time, thank you so much for stopping by. Here I share tips, ideas, and inspiration to make your planner and journal spreads pretty and functional. As you can see, I have my creative journal. This was the last setup in here. And this was the pens theme. And this is a square journal from Arch and Olive. I have a Live Love Posh sticker book, which will be restocked soon. I will keep you posted on that. And this is one of the earlier spring sticker books from Plans. I'm not an affiliate for Plans, but I will link the shop. If you sign up for her newsletter, she does have a 10% or something coupon that she sends you for new customers, of course. And my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off when you shop Live Love Posh, Archer and Olive, and a few other shops. I'll have all that information down in the description. And this is the set I want to use. And if you like to see such fun setups, something creative to try in your journals or planners, I would really appreciate it if you would consider subscribing to my channel and turning on the bell notification so that you wouldn't miss any of the future videos. And as you can see, I have used up a lot from this collection. I used it in my summer journal. That setup is coming. I doubt that is up on my channel as yet, but it is definitely coming. So if you know me, I love these colors and I did use a lot of it, but there are still quite a few that I can pull from. So that is the reason I wanted to use this. And if you are new to the whole YouTube collab loop group and how it works, I will touch on that a bit later, but we will get started. And I will first talk a bit about the social media. That is the theme for today. And this is social media, of course, as we all probably see and hear a lot. It is completely fake and make-believe things, the perfect world that everybody talks about in social media, which exists nowhere. So I'm just interpreting that through these images, something like a fantasy land. And but I would like to look at it as what social media gave me. I mean, there is, of course, all these fake pictures and completely perfect lives that everybody sees, but what has that given me? That's what I was thinking when I was given this theme by Lisa Marie. And I think that the friendships that I formed, the sense of community rather, that we all kind of become part of, or we share those bonds as we share our love for something in common, say journals or planners or stickers or stationery as a whole. It could be anything, but I think all those friendships that we form is what I would like to highlight. It's a very tricky kind of theme, that's for sure. And that's exactly what I'm going with. And let me tell you a bit about the YouTube Collab Loop group now. So if you are joining me through another channel, I welcome you wholeheartedly. And if you are one of my regular viewers, I appreciate you as well. And you start with my video or anybody else in the loop. And the next person in the loop will be tagged below along with the video you can watch with the same theme again. And once you get back to the video you started with, it could be either mine or anybody else's. Once you get back to where you started, you will have completed the loop. And it is a whole bunch of us growing YouTubers. And creatively, Lisa Marie is a handle behind Lisa Marie is a name, and creatively, Lisa Marie is a handle. And she's on all the social media platforms. So she's the lady behind all of these that you see. It is an amazing thing that she gets to do, and she gives us all a whole bunch of growing YouTubers who aspire to survive in this very competitive world of social media. So she gives us all a theme, and we all interpret the theme the way we feel appropriate. So it could be something very different that somebody else things off when you hear the theme. So it is very interesting to see what everybody does. And it is really a very good mix of different planners, different sized journals, different brands, different things that people, everybody's brain works differently. So it's really interesting to see how everyone interprets that. So that is all there is to it. And the next person in the loop will be tagged below, along with the video you can watch from them. And just continue on with the loop. And in an ideal world, you will subscribe to all our channels, drop us a comment, if not multiple, and you can share our spreads with anybody who you think will love such content. And all of these help us immensely with the growth of the channel. And it's a whole game with the algorithm, if you know. So it is really a great help. So everybody who stops by, we really, really appreciate every single one of you. And that's all there is to the YouTube Collab Loop group. And definitely check out Lisa Marie. She is the lady behind all of these. So she is tagged below, and definitely give her a follow. And if you want to be a part of this YouTube Collab Loop groups, she is a person you reach out to, and she's quite helpful, a very sweet lady. So don't hesitate if you are ever wondering how to join. And that was our first Dutch door. In the middle of all this chit chat, the first Dutch door is all set up. And you saw how I worked on the back side of the Dutch door to create that not so symmetrical scene that ended up in the back, because some shapes don't quite match up when the stickers are not entirely symmetrical. So that's our next Dutch door, and I want to have these girls stand right there. So it could be like an imaginary meetup, the girls' night out kind of event that is happening. And I'm using the washi cutter from Live Love Posh and the Fisker ceramic trimmer. And for straight edges, I prefer this cutter, and for all the other intricate shapes and edges and all the other paper cutting that I get to do, I prefer the gyro cut. So that is the next Dutch door, and I will go ahead and finish the rest of the page using the scissors. And that is the next Dutch door all done. And in this case, it is easier to match the shape because it's just a rectangular box. So I think this is one of the easiest ways to match the shape. You could entirely skip the back side of the page, but I like to have something to look at even when I turn the page. So that's the only reason I do it. But if you prefer to keep it like so, please feel free to do that. Let me know if you have these sticker books, obviously, and if you have combined these two, like what I've done here. It's very interesting to see how combining certain sticker books with certain other ones really bring out a very different look to the spread as such. So this is one is a very spring themed sticker book, but in a fantasy world, I don't think that is a problem. And that is, we need a lot of smaller elements, and we have a whole bunch of elements that we could bring in, especially with, yeah, I definitely need that. I don't know, I think I've talked about it. I love white picket fences. I even had a spread where I did a Dutch door in the Happy Planner, and that is, yeah, trying to make sure it is at least straight, not entirely crooked. Yeah, I think I can move it up a tad bit just so that even the flowers at the bottom of the fence can be seen. Yeah, I think I need to just straighten it. And yeah, it's just a matter of positioning and repositioning. And again, my tip would be to make sure that you do not put it down all the way, because sometimes when you do that, the pages or the stickers will not survive the constant repositioning. So it becomes important that you make sure you finalize or at least try to narrow down where you would want each sticker before you put it down entirely. I wanted this fountain, but again, yeah, I don't think there is enough space because I don't want to trim off any part of it. Yeah, that looks about right. And we definitely need to come and decorate the left page also. And if you can notice, this is a horizontal Dutch door. And I do have a good mix of horizontal, vertical, and all sorts of intricate Dutch doors, really advanced ones on my channel. So please make sure you check out the other videos. And I also have a full playlist of all the videos I did with all the different themes for the YouTube collab loop group. I think it's been over a year. Yeah, almost a year and a half, I would say, since I started participating. So I think I have a good number in the playlist too. And it's very interesting to see how I combine the different elements and the different sticker books. And I even brought in other mediums like the PET stickers, the pre-cut ones, the non-pre-cut ones, and I brought in the paints. I brought in watercolors. I brought in distress oxides, all sorts of combinations. So that looks like a nice backyard dinner gathering kind of scene there. And we can always bring in this picket fence on this side for some balance, and with that sticker cut for that edge, I think it does make sense. Again, I'm just moving and repositioning the height because sometimes that is because the elements are all really pretty and I would really want them to be visible. Yeah, I could have moved that up a bit more, but I don't think it would look nice right on top of the fountain. So that's why the picket fence is there. And we need a couple of smaller elements to go right next to that space. But yeah, that's just too big. And it will look really weird right next to each other. And let me know if you have the sticker book and if you have used this collection before. I know there were a couple of very similar sticker books that came out from her. I grabbed only one. And yeah, I forgot to mention that my code Priya10 can earn you 10% off at Archer and Olive, Live Love Posh, Planything, and a few other shops. And this grass washi I am using is from one of the past subscription boxes at Planything. I believe it was the Pretty Houses. And that is a new take on the houses and trees that was like the signature one from Planything. And my code can be used on past subscription boxes. So if that is still in stock, it's a really great subscription box. And I do have a full flip through and Dutch door set up on my channel. And I wanted to bring that in, but I would have to cut off a lot of those florals, which I would hate to. And trying to put that back now that, yeah. Sometimes just taking off the backing would be the best bet because then you don't have to worry about putting it back at the exact same spot. And I also want to bring that lantern. I almost put it down before I realized that there was a lantern right next to that chair that you see. That's already there. So I don't think we need another lantern there. So that's another cluster and a corner piece right there. And now at this point, I'm also trying to balance some of those colors because on the left side, there is not much of those pinks and oranges and yellows. But on the other side, you do have between those girls and those decor, you do have quite a bit of those colors. So trying to balance some of those using the scraps and especially along the edges, it does pull the spread quite well. Pull the spread together, I mean. Yeah, that lantern is already there, so that goes back. And let me know if you got lucky with this sticker book, which released in the end of May for the summer release. And I believe there is the restocks that will be coming soon, along with a travel release that should also be coming from Live Love Posh pretty soon. So if you are looking for something related to travel, which I know I definitely am, so you might actually want to subscribe to my channel and turn on the bell notification, of course, and also keep an eye out for the posts tab on YouTube. So that's where I come and update you on latest releases and sales, if any are happening. And this is, yeah, I think the florals are good enough. And we definitely need some more fillers, especially the butterflies. So I'm also trying to balance some of those colors. I'm trying to limit myself to the paper stickers, but if I run out of butterflies, I might have to switch to the clear ones. Because some of these butterflies are big. And the colors are also, you can bring in a balance with the colors and with the butterflies also, because you do have a mix of darker and lighter shades. And it's really such a fun collection, and I've used it really well. And yeah, what else do we need now? I almost brought in this box, but then it would look very weird because I don't think the chair should be sitting on top of the lamps, right? Those garden lamps are really nice and pretty, so I would hope to use it in a better way and not just here. I think there are enough decor and color on the page, and I would really like to bring in something a bit more neutral or just plain boxes as such and not add more elements with the decorative boxes. And yeah, let's just have one more butterfly there. And I think it layers very well with, yeah, that looks really nice. And this is me having a virtual gathering of all my social media friends. And let me know if you have, in fact, met any of your social media friends in real life. For me, it is just one person who used to live in the same town as I do, and she has now moved back to the States. So I do not have anybody from my social media world next to me, which or anybody who I meet on a regular basis. I know all of you back in the States have all these planner conferences, big and small, stationery fests, and all sorts of fun events that you get to go to. And you also share that special bond, especially a lot of people I know go to Go Wild every year, and they have like a full girls' weekend out with all sorts of fun activities and outings and so much bonding that happens over food and drinks and activities at these events. It's interesting to see. I hope to make it to some event sometime in the future. And I know there are a couple of less massive ones, less overwhelming, I'm assuming, if you are an introvert. I hear that for introverts, it's quite overwhelming when you walk into a room with 2,000, 3,000 people. It gets to be too much. And yeah, I know there is a Chicago Planner Conference that happens. There is something in Florida that happens over the summer. I do see a lot of these events. And then there was this little craft fest or something happening in Houston. Yeah, I mean, you do have something that you have attended or you're close by, or yeah, I know. So let me know if you have been to them, any of them. And I know there are people who go to Goa every year. You are like the pros, and you do have some of the smaller ones just in their hometown. So they meet every month or so. I do such events also. And I had to go grab these books, these ones which I really love, especially when I have to bring in some color to my spreads. I think these are the ones I reach for. And yeah. And when I last checked, at least a couple of these functional books were also still in stock at Planything. And definitely check that out because it's a great place for deco and functional stickers, but these functional stickers are really one of my favorites because you do have much thicker elements. So even if you reposition them, it usually survives a lot of repositioning quite well without any casualties, as I call them, because many stickers don't survive that move. So I'm combining the hexagons and circles because, yeah, I think they will go well together. And I like how I could spell that social media. I use the functionally Noah, and that again is still available. And don't worry if I'm saying the or mentioning the names of the sticker books quickly. I will have all of the names mentioned in the description so that you can check the whole list from each store and then you can go grab it. So now I'm reaching for these lace washi tapes from the washi tape shop where my code can be used again. And that paper trimmer, that small petite one, just like the scissors you see and the small scissors that I use and that paper clip are all from Journal Say. And my code Priya can earn you 8% off at Journal Say. And this is something I really like to do. Just make sure that you are laying down the washi tape straight, because especially for such wider washi tapes, I like to cut it in half so that it can be used in two different spaces. And that is our first half. And you can even cut it in from multiple pieces. So you can make halves out of multiple lengths of the tape, and then you will have the same patterns on the whole page. If you notice, the patterns are slightly different because the patterns on the full tape is slightly different when you see the top and the bottom, but I'm just going to do it the same way. And I had another scrap piece that I had already cut but I had not used, so that is what I'm using here. And I have been using this trick very well these days because there are lots of wider washi tapes and I would love to be able to use thinner ones, especially for these pretty ones. You do have the option of having a thinner tape with this paper trimmer, and I think that is a really useful tip. And I know a lot of people had sent me comments saying that was such a nice tip. And just make sure that you lay it down right in the middle, or else it'll cut all wonky. And that is, yeah, the tweezers are really helpful for such uses. Yeah, sometimes you do have to take a couple of extra seconds to make sure it is straight. And let me know how you're liking this setup. If you would like to try something like this in your creative journal. And my 2024 completed creative journal flip through, which I had promised for a while, it is coming soon, so stay tuned for that. And I'm just going to trim around the edges, just rounding the corners, because with such thick elements, the corner rounder that you see at the top does not do a great job. Please come follow me on Instagram. I do share more spreads and more sneaks, even if they don't quite get YouTube videos. And I will also post about the sales and any upcoming releases over there too. And I'm going to be adding another word in the front because social media just on its own looks very off. So I'm going to add best of, but I realized I did not have any more ease in this clear font. So I'm going to use the next size, which is okay by me. It doesn't have to be perfect. So that is our best of social media. And please check out the next person's video, which is linked below, and continue on with the loop. And definitely check out all the creative things that all the YouTubers are doing, interpreting the theme in their own special way. And please subscribe to all our channels, and you can turn on the bell notification also if you really love to see what everybody does every time they have a video dropping. It's a great way to support growing YouTubers. And please find all the videos I mentioned along with all the shops and codes and everything so that you don't miss out on any of the products you see. And thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one. Bye.